Just ask yourself, if cooking is what kept marriages, like if having a neat home is what kept marriages, like okay, if whatever you're being told to do is what kept marriages, then there will be less divorce, or probably they have survived the month of February. Whew, like, how to. Anyway, guys, I just thought of coming on here and just talking about something that really does not go down well with me. It used to, but then coming to think about it like really closely, it does not make sense. If you are single, and especially single ladies, probably you've had this phrase being thrown at you, or maybe you've been told something like this: God wants you to prepare yourself, or maybe there's something that you should be working on in your life. Like, sis, do you know how to cook? Sis, do you know how to make a house into a home? Like, sis, what are you doing with your life? Like, you cannot be able to settle into marriage until this and that and that. As I've continued to grow older, I feel that that statement is not appropriate, because first of all, we make marriage seem like a to-do list. Like, if I do this, if I wash the dishes, if I clean my house, if I'm able to do this, then I can settle into marriage. Or it makes me, or maybe someone, look at those who are married and think, these people have made it. Wow, how were you able to contain your anger issues? How were you able to handle your finances? Because you're told you have to. Do you even know how to handle your finances? Like, and it comes in well-meaning forms. Like, you want this kind of person, then what kind of a person are you? You have to attract. You have to be what you want to attract. And it's good and well-meaning, because I'm like, it's not that I'm propagating for just being there and because I'm waiting for the everlasting marriage. No, I tend to think that the thing it brings out is that it makes marriage feel like an achievement, which is not. I believe marriage is a blessing, and it's a gift from God, a gift that He bestows on whoever He feels like. A gift. Others go into this institution early enough, others go into it late enough. It doesn't mean that those who have gone into it later, that they have now actualized, they have self-actualized, they have things working out well for them, such that now you're crowned with the gift of marriage. I don't think that's it. But when we tend to tell people that there's something that you should be working on for you to be marriageable, it's not good. It's easy for a person to feel very downtrodden and feel like, what a bunch of chores and obligations that I have to do in order to attain. And then it makes someone, when they are looking down on themselves, they are glorifying others. Then that's how we idolize marriage. We think that those who are in marriage have already made it. Like, what else do you want? You have a husband, you have a wife, everything seems to be perfect, while we know it is not true, because they don't cease to be human beings while they get into marriage. Others actually discover themselves while in marriage. Others become better while in marriage. Others actually become worse, God forbid, while in marriage. So there's nothing like doing this 35 steps to acquiring yourself a husband. 5 steps, pray like this, face this mountain, go to this retreat center and take 3 days of fasting. And no. Fast because you're hungry and thirsty for God. Fast because you want to hear from Him. I do not trivialize you praying and fasting for a mate, for a husband, because you want to hear the will of God, but not because if I don't do this, if I don't pray and fast, then God is not going to bless me with a husband or a wife. It's very important for us as single people to really know what we take in. Some things, some comments may break you. Some statements may make you feel so down. Some statements may make you feel like you're worthless. And some statements may actually make you start idolizing people and idolizing marriage, which should not be the case. So work on yourself. It's good to work on yourself, and it's at whatever level you're constantly working on yourself from a very young age. That toddler is learning how to walk. They grow up, they go to school, they learn how to wipe their noses. They grow up, they go to primary school, they know how to arrange their desks and all. So learning doesn't stop. You go to high school, you learn different things. You learn to be independent. You go to campus, you learn how to interact with people and network. You go to a workplace, probably go to a new country, you learn how to adapt. So there's no limit in learning, and there's no stage that now we've learned for the whole entire life that we are gonna be living. Learning continues even in retirement. Even my point is, there's nothing you can do to be ready for marriage, and that is, I don't know how I can make this clear. There's no steps you can take to be marriageable. You know yourself, especially if you have the right standing with God. 5 steps to acquire yourself a man, or 5 prayers that will no. You'll get married and realize that there's a lot to learn, not only you but also the other person. Like, learning never stops. And I actually hope that you do get me well. I don't mean that you don't develop, that there are certain things you can do, in that you don't develop yourself. You don't get better at your space, or the way you handle money, or your dealing with yourself and even your own character. But I think you don't do these things so that you earn yourself the title of a husband or the title of a wife. If you're doing these things, it's for your own good, and the aim is not to acquire a certain status. Because when you do that, then you will acquire that status. You'll get into marriage, and then you'll be like, I'm already done. I already did what I was supposed to do. Then I relax. Then what? So I believe that if there is a caveat, it's not a caveat for you to get wifed. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I hope that you get that you're valuable, that you're worthy. You are worthy of love, even if it doesn't come in the way that you expected. You're worthy of love, first of all, from the one who made you, your own creator who loves you. So don't seek validation from what humans we have created. Like, these are the steps you're to take. No, and no. Like, I strongly believe it shouldn't be so. It should not be so. And that one, you know what that does? It helps us. First of all, it guards. We are able to guard our heart and not fall into a lot of traps. And then, second of all, the most important, which I think is a problem, is that we are able to avoid the trap of idolizing marriage and thinking that married people have made it in life. Nope. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you liked my video, or if you liked me, please subscribe and help me grow my channel. And thank you so much for watching.